Welcome to East Alabama Today, featuring topics, events, and interesting people from all over East Alabama. Hosted by Carl Brady. Now, let's get right to the show. Here's Carl Brady.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into East Alabama Today. I'm Carl Brady. Thanks for being with us on our program. We'll start things off today with a little contact information for you so you know how to get in touch with us. If you have an idea for our show, you know we'd love to hear from you. You guys are our eyes and ears out on the streets in our 9-county coverage area and even into the rest of the Birmingham area through UVerse. That's not our basic area, but if you got something going on there, we'll be glad to hear from you as well. But what we need you to do is to send me an email, cbrady@tv24.tv. That's the best way to get in touch with me if you want to let me know about fairs, festivals, special events, things that are going on in our community that need promotion here on TV24 or specifically here on East Alabama Today. And we also want to know about the interesting people who live in your community. Maybe you know someone who's a writer, an artist, or a musician. Maybe they have an odd or an interesting hobby and you think they'd be a great guest for the program. Well, that's exactly the kind of folks we're looking for. So send me their information, cbrady@tv24.tv. Also, don't forget that if you happen to miss an episode or you would like to review some information from an episode, it's very easy to do. Just go to our TV24 website at tv24.tv. Go to the on-demand section and click on East Alabama Today, and there you'll find a whole series of past East Alabama Today shows that you can watch at your convenience on your phone, on your laptop, your desktop computer, or your iPad, your mobile device. However you want to watch it, you can watch it at your convenience right there online at tv24.tv. Now, we'll be back in just a moment to get started with today's show, so stay with us. Well, welcome back into East Alabama Today. Again, I'm Carl Brady. Thank you for being with us on our program today. We have an interesting show for you, and I got some guys I want to introduce to you. Let's go ahead and introduce you now to Mr. Jim Downy. Jim, welcome to the program. Good to have you on. Johnny Ellis. Yes. Johnny, good to see you as well. Paul Graham, you're way over there, so I'll just wave at you over there. The guys are with Downey Drugs in Alexandria and Anniston, a couple of different locations there, and we've got some things to talk about today about medications that are very interesting. Some new ways of getting your prescriptions filled, some things like that will make taking medications much more convenient and easier, especially if you have someone who is chronically ill or has a whole lot of different medications that they have to try to keep up with. So guys, welcome to the program. Thanks for coming and joining us here in the studio today. Just kind of get me started off a little bit though with the history of Downey Drug and the company. How long you guys have been around? I know it's a name that I've been familiar with for many, many years.
Well, I think 1970, late 1970, Downey Drug began, which is what, 45, 46 years ago, whatever. Yeah. And for the last 45, 46 years, we've been Downey Drug, and over the years, well, that same year, Downy Medical was also begun, and which is a home medical equipment, oxygen, CPAPs, various wheelchairs, seat lift chairs, etc. And then probably what, Paul, 14 years ago? 2002, Downey Drug expanded into the Alexandria community, and we're just blessed to have 2-3 tremendous locations, and we've been doing business the way we think pharmacy should be done for the last 45, 46 years, and it's our intent to keep a independent, I call it an independent, right. Rather than a national chain concept, an independent choice here for the people in our community. And so that's basically who we are and how long we've been and what we do.
What are some of the challenges of being an independent pharmacy with all the different insurance companies and all the regulations and all these things? You know, you see a lot of even small independent pharmacies over the years have ended up partnering up with some other larger entity or becoming non-independent anymore. What are some of the challenges that you face, and how do you guys overcome those challenges being a small local business?
I understand exactly. Everybody asks that question. Being an independent pharmacy is very easy. The purpose, the reason there's a Downey Drug and a Downey Medical is because we want our concept of service to the public to continue to exist, and thankfully the public wants the independent service to continue. People say, how do you compete with chains? We have better, faster service and lower prices. I don't know how you would worry about that. The chains have got themselves into a situation of having so much expenses, so many locations, so many of the problems that we deal with. When Downey's has a situation, we sit down, this is the board of directors, we make decisions, what should be done, how they should be done, and there's an old saying, the buck stops here. When there's a situation with Downey's, our patients, our customers, they come to us, they speak to one of the owners. And they don't have that opportunity with anyone else.
Exactly.
And so we're sort of have the advantage on the chains in that respect. The biggest problem is the insurances. Because of their size nationwide and so forth, they are able to do contracts that smaller groups like us are not able to get in on. And sometimes the insurance situation is not really what is, and there's no one out there that doesn't know what I'm talking about. Right. You're told who you can do business with, what you can do, what drugs you can. Your doctor's told what drugs you can take. So we think we have the upper hand on it, and the reason we have the upper hand is because every person who comes into our store, it's one-on-one, and they know it.
Well, I think the one-on-one aspect is an important part of it, because you're in the community, you're serving the community, you know your customers. When you, as a customer, go in and fill a prescription, you can talk directly to the pharmacist who knows your name, who knows what you're taking, who knows your history already, and if a doctor makes an odd prescription, that the pharmacist can catch it more so than somebody that's just processing stuff or doing mail order. You know, they're just processing numbers, processing paperwork. You guys have that personal touch where people talk to you directly. Paul, I've had you myself come out of the little pharmacy area to come down and answer questions for me about the medications, my blood pressure medications that I take. So that personal touch is important. Paul, you want to talk about that?
Sure. As an owner, be honest, I care. I mean, I care. If you're not taken care of, you're going to find somebody who will. So for me, it is very important that we have, and I call all my customers my family, and I treat them like that. When I hire new employees, I say, look, those are my friends, and you take care of them. Treat them like you would treat your mother.
Absolutely.
So for me, that's very, very important.
And in a small community like this, that kind of communication is very important because your customers feel that connection. Johnny?
Yeah, no, they like to be able to pick up a phone call and know that they're going to get you on the other line and not be put on hold or put, in situations where they have to talk to multiple people. They want to be able to talk to who knows, and they get us on the phone if they want us.
Absolutely. Well, let's take go ahead and take a quick commercial break right here, and coming back, we see you're holding this box there, and we're going to talk about that box and a new program called Easy Meds that is being offered by Downey Drug. So we'll tell you all the details on that when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back into East Alabama. Today again we're visiting with the guys from Downey Drug in Anniston and Alexandria. We have Jim, Johnny, and Paul with us. Now, are all three of you pharmacists?
Yes.
Absolutely. I have fond memories of pharmacy school, even though I didn't go to pharmacy school. I went to college at Sanford, and my roommate was in pharmacy school at Sanford, so I feel like I went to pharmacy school with as much as he was
What
studying.
are the fond memories watching him suffer?
that might have been part of it, because I'd never seen anybody study anywhere near as much as he had to study. And, I'd be off playing racquetball or something, and he's back at the dorm room studying all the time. But anyway, let's talk about this box you have here in front of you. You may have been seeing the TV commercials about a new program called Easy Meds, and this program is ideally suited for someone who takes medicine on a regular basis, a lot of different prescriptions on a regular basis, who's chronically ill, and you have a difficult time keeping everything separated and your dosage separated. Whoever wants to talk, just kind of give me an overview of what this is, and then we'll get into some of the details.
So the packaging system here takes and is set up for people who take multiple medications on a daily basis, whether that's multiple meds in the morning or throughout the day. And a lot of people at this instance usually are using pill boxes or weekly planners, or they have a caregiver that fixes that up for them. So this takes all the hassle out of that for them. We take them all, we package them up, we set them up in their daily, whatever times they have to take them, we set them up, they're placed in a package for them, easy to tear off, so they know what's been taken and what hasn't been taken. If that isn't ever an issue.
And they're in order. You've got your morning prescriptions.
Yeah, we can show
followed by your next day prescriptions. Then throughout the day,
right.
They're already lined up exactly one after the other how they need to be taken.
Yeah,
right.
Does that show to the camera?
Yeah, you can see it a little bit there. Yeah.
Okay.
But that where did the idea come from? How did you guys come together and say, this is something we need to look at?
Well, there's a company that does the robotics that provides the system, and we already have some of their other robotics. And so in talking with them, they were telling us how this was actually going to become the norm, and we wanted to be on the leading edge of that. So we have discussed this with some other pharmacies who are doing this in a really big way, and in their process and what they were showing us, it was a really unique situation that would enable people, like we've already said, have a lot of medications, have a lot of issues with being compliant, which means taking your medication at the right time on a regular basis. So as far as compliance and convenience, there's no system out there that is better than this. None. So we instituted this, and we're in the process now of rolling this out to people, like we've already said, have a lot of medications. Yeah. But this works really well for just regular people too. If you've got more than 2 or 3 meds, and for me, I've just had to start taking medication myself. So it's really problematic to have all your bottles there and make sure you get all of them. One of them's out, one of them's not, and you got to go get a refill.
Right.
And this whole system is more than just packaging. There's actually another aspect to it, is we want to help you manage your medications, okay? We don't want you to have to call us 6 times during the month for refills and have to worry about calling your doctor, I'm out of refills, so I need to get a new prescription. We want to help you do that by taking this over and managing it for you. We're going to call you for the refill to make sure that you're still on your medications, because we want to package the current med list, all your maintenance medications. And if there's any changes, we need to be notified about that. So we manage that. We manage getting the refills from your doctors, so you don't have to. And that's all on us. So we manage it. We're going to call you in the month, a couple days before that it's time for you to get this, and say, Mr. Carl, this is the med you're on, yes. This is the med you're on, yes. This is the med, and on and on. And once we get all that done, then we go through the technical process of packaging, getting it ready. So that's what it's all about. It's more than just packaging. It's the whole management of that system.
We've talked a little bit off the air, but I think it's a question that's probably that other people are probably coming up with. once you package a whole box full of stuff like that, next week I go to the doctor and he changes something.
Right.
And is that an easy change for you guys to change that management? And then the next week, a different doctor, everybody goes to 5 or 6 different doctors nowadays when they have a chronic issue,
Right.
and the doctors are constantly changing stuff. How do you manage that and keep that in line? That's not a problem for the way
No,
y'all
it's
do
not
this.
a problem. If it's a medication that you're going to be on a regular basis, then it's going to be packaged. If it's a medication that there's a chance that it's going to be changed fairly frequently, we will leave it out of the packaging. Because if you don't, then you kind of create a little issue with you're having to take this back to the pharmacy and get it changed out. So we have ways of managing that also.
Now, is this program covered under insurances, Medicare, Medicaid, that kind of stuff? Is there any extra charge to the consumer over that, or it's
There's
all
no
covered?
charge for the packaging. It actually becomes more efficient for us and for the patient if we do it this way, and the doctors love it too.
Yeah.
I tell people, and we all do on a daily basis, every dose of your medication is packaged separately. Your entire month's medications are packaged in one package. The patient never needs to even call our pharmacy. They don't have to call the doctor's office. We do everything, and we fill all the patient's medications at the same time. We synchronize all of their medications. So a caregiver for someone who's taking care of Aunt Lily or whoever that's taking several meds, they don't have to call the drugstore 4 or 5 times a month.
Right.
They don't have to call the doctor's office to get new. We do everything pertaining to any aspect of getting that patient that medication, package them dose by dose, do it all. One time a month, someone will come and pick up their medication. And if need be, we can deliver this.
I was going to ask you about that as well. I have that in my notes that you do offer a delivery service if necessary.
We can deliver it. Just call and talk to one of our staff. But we deliver medications all over the city, and it's just a total, absolute convenience and a safety factor. Because if you're not taking your medications on a timely manner, depending on your condition or what your medications are, that can be deadly.
It certainly can, and I have seen from personal experience with my grandparents, with their illnesses before they passed, and with my dad, and as he's getting older now, I've seen with my mom, spending hours at a time with putting out weekly pill bottles and pill boxes and trying to figure everything out, and what's supposed to be taken at lunch, what's supposed to be taken at dinner, what's not supposed to be taken under these conditions or that condition. Exactly. So always, you can spend hours doing that, and then the patient may take the wrong dosage, or if the patient's not quite to the point of understanding that they need somebody to help them yet. So I can see where this has just untold advantages to everybody, to you guys for the convenience of filling the prescription, to the patient for the safety and the ability to have everything together in one little package, just rip it open and take the pills, and for the caregivers and the saving time and the worry over, even because I've seen caregivers, did I do that right? Now I've got to pour them all out and I got to start all over because I got distracted and I don't know if I counted the pills right. So that takes all of that worry out of that.
Even myself as a pharmacist, I'll forget, did I take my medicine a while ago?
Right.
Did I? And, I get confused. So even as a pharmacist, quote unquote, a professional, I lose track. You won't do that with this.
Well, you can look and you can say,
it has the time and the date on it.
I've already taken that. That one's not there, so I've already taken it. My next one doesn't come up till 3 o'clock this afternoon. That kind of thing. Awesome.
If you're taking 4 or 5 or more medications, and there's any confusion at all, and you're tired of on Saturday and Sunday opening up the 7-day pill box and getting it all filled with your medicines right before you knock it into the floor and have to pick it up. And I guarantee you, I promise you, there are hundreds of people right now that are laughing, saying, I've
done that.
If you're tired of that, if you're tired of picking up the phone 3 or 4 or 5 times a month, going down to the drugstore and, well, I'm sorry, only 2 of yours are refillable, the other will be ready next week. This solves every one of those problems, and it costs the patient $0.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to find out how you can enroll in this program through Downey Drug, and we'll give you the details in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. Our final segment of East Alabama today with Downey Drug, and we've been talking about the Easy Meds program and describing that, but I know your next question is, how do I do this? How do I get involved and enrolled in the Easy Med program with Downey Drug? They've got 2 locations, Highway 202 in Anniston, Highway 431 in Alexandria, and tell us, what do we need to do to get involved in the program?
If you want to get involved in the program, it's easy as picking up the phone and calling one of the 2 locations, either Alexandria or Anniston. Ask to speak to someone about Easy Meds, and we'll get you the information you need, and we'll get you signed up.
Simple as that. Just give them a call, stop by one of the locations, and ask about the Easy Meds program. And remember, there's no extra cost. Your insurance company's not going to gripe and complain about it and make you stop doing it. It is convenient for everyone involved. And guys, thank you so much for being with us.
Our pleasure.
It's been a pleasure to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you guys. And Paula already knew you, so I didn't have to meet you. But you're way down there, so we'll just wave. Folks, thank you for joining us for East Alabama today. Hope you have a great day, and we'll be back with you again for another episode soon.